Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Exclusive. Brittany Higgins' husband David Sharaz has had a dramatic career change while living in the south of France, picking up a job in advertising, despite an outspoken commentator telling him to get a job. Sky presenter Prue MacSween sparked a war of the words last week after it was revealed Mr. Sharaz and Ms. Higgins have to sell their $600,000 French home to pay for the defamation action Liberal Senator Linda Reynolds has brought against them. The couple bought the property last year after Ms. Higgins was awarded $2.4 million compensation payment from the Commonwealth based on claims her political career was in ruins following her rape in Parliament House in 2019. Less than 2 years after the payout, the couple are strapped for cash, expecting their first child, and facing the prospect of having to pay about $1 million in legal fees. Ms. MacSween mocked them on X, saying, "Mon Dieu, Higgins has to sell her French chateau to pay for her mounting legal bills. C'est la vie." Mr. Sharaz slammed her as vile, which she responded to by encouraging him to use all his efforts to find himself a job rather than trolling. On Sunday, Ms. MacSween doubled down on her comments during a segment on Brisbane radio station 4BC, telling the former journalist to get a job, mate, and get legitimate. However, sources close to Mr. Sharaz have confirmed to Daily Mail Australia that the former journalist freelanced for an advertising company in London. He worked on a Starbucks campaign that ran in the UK and the Middle East. The source revealed he does plan to get a full-time job after a 2-year hiatus, but has no desire to go back into journalism. Mr. Sharaz worked for Sky News in Canberra until 2020, when he took up a brief role as senior media advisor for the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet in Parliament House, where he met Ms. Higgins. He moved to Southern Cross Austereo in Brisbane in March 2021, but quit in February 2023, shortly after Ms. Reynolds launched legal action against him, and has not had regular employment since. Speaking on Brisbane radio on Sunday, Ms. MacSween said Australians were fed up with the situation. She then accused Mr. Sharaz and Ms. Higgins of orchestrating the rape claims to damage the Liberal Party, and questioned the legitimacy of Ms. Higgins' allegations. Ms. MacSween said, "Just talking generally, if a person was raped or felt that had alleged rape, you'd go to a hospital, you'd go to the police. I don't think many of us would think, oh, I'm going to go to the media first, before I go to the police. I mean, why would you do that, unless you had some sort of other reasons, so it's just very curious." In April, Federal Court Justice Michael Lee found on a balance of probability that Ms. Higgins was raped by her former colleague Bruce Lerman after a night out in March 2019. The court heard Ms. Higgins did go to the police following her rape. She decided not to pursue the complaint because she felt it would mean giving up her dream job as a Liberal staffer. She went to the media 2 years later because she wanted to speak out against the treatment of women in Parliament House. Ms. MacSween was then asked to respond to Mr. Sharaz, calling her vile. "Well, mate, I mean he would know what vile was, because the poor bloke lives it every day, doesn't he?" she said. "I think the man should get a job and focus on that rather than worrying about what people are saying him on Twitter. If he's got a kid coming along, he's got this wife, he may be facing losing his home. Get a job, mate, and get legitimate." Mr. Sharaz is expected to return to Australia with Ms. Higgins ahead of the defamation case, which will begin in the Washington Supreme Court in Perth on Friday. Ms. Reynolds is suing the couple in separate cases over a series of social media posts in 2022 and 2023 that she claims damaged her reputation. The posts revolve around allegations by the couple that the senator did not support Ms. Higgins after she disclosed that she was raped by Lerman in Ms. Reynolds' office in March 2019. Ms. Higgins has repeatedly claimed she was ostracized by Ms. Reynolds and her staff in the wake of her assault, and that she was ultimately forced to choose between her career and pursuing her rape allegations with police. Ms. Reynolds has consistently denied that she failed to support Ms. Higgins. Earlier this year, Mr. Sharaz conceded defeat.